Hey lovelies, welcome to Living the Homeschool Life. Here we teach, live and learn. In this channel, we talk about homeschooling and real life situations partaking a homeschool teacher. In this vlog, we are going to see how I prep my math lessons, how I teach my math lessons, and the things that worked for me for this week and the things that also didn't work for me in this week. Another thing you're going to see in this video is how I made an outfit for myself that I wore to school in this week. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the vlog. Good morning. It's on Tuesday morning. I'm already in class. I'm prepping for my first lesson, which is math. And I'm also marking my students' work. I normally give them homework before they go home. So I'm marking their work and then prep for my first lesson. So I want you to be with me as I prep for my lesson and then as I teach them. And then at the end of the day, I'll tell you what worked and what didn't work in today's lesson. So come with me. So I'm done preparing for all the lessons. I'm just waiting for the learners to come in. Yeah, it was their mom's birthday today. Happy birthday to you, Mama. So I'm just waiting for them to come in so that we can start our class. Sweetheart, why are you coughing like that? So yeah, let's begin our day. we're just done with the math subject, and one thing I have learned today, I tried something new. Today my student is here, so today I tried to give everyone their own timetable. I have 2 year 5 learners and 1 year 7 learner. So today I tried to give everyone their own timetable for focus, and trust me, it worked. When this one is doing math, the other one is doing English, the other one is doing science. The focus was so good and I enjoyed it. Class has been good. We were learning about triangular numbers and square numbers, and goal achieved. Today's goal in math has been achieved, and I really enjoy it, and I thank God for that. So I'm just back from school. Sai ni saa ngapi? It's around 3. Now nilitoka shule by around 2, and sadly I don't feel like going to the gym. So nimekuwa hapa. Okay, I'm tired, not in a bad way, but I'm just exhausted. So today I feel like I won't go to the gym. Najua I have goals to achieve, but akileo sitaweza kwenda gym. So I want to make a dress for me. As I told you guys, I normally make my own clothes. Okay, not normally, but ndo nimeanza. So most of the time naenda Pinterest, naangalia an inspo yenye niko comfortable nayo, and then I come home and recreate that inspo. So I'll insert a picture here of the inspo that I want to go with, and I want to start drafting that inspo this afternoon. Nijaribu nione kama nitaweza kumaliza mapema. If I'll be able to finish early, I'll go to the gym. If I want, itabidi nike mpaka kesho ndo niende, but at least I've worked out the other days of the week, so hizo zita cover up for today. Today I wanna make this dress, ndio kesho I do something else. So venye nimesema, I'll insert that inspo here. So yeah, utaiona, and then utaona the kind of dress I'm going to make. So niambie, is it a hit or a miss? And I'm still trying, because the fact that I never did home science in school, sikuwa learn how kushona kabisa. Ni YouTube na tu janja zangu kidogo that have taught me how to shona. So anyway, let's try and make this. So I want to use these 2 fabrics. Ni some leftover, it's called an ashoke fabric. It's all the way from Nigeria. So nikuonyesha nimeshwalia, sijui ni nini, but it's an ashoke fabric. So I want to use this leftover fabric, and I had another one, sikuwa nimefungua. There's a dress I made, by the way, using that fabric. I think I'll insert the video here of that dress, but I have another one here. So I want to use this. This is a new one. I want to use this one and this one to make a dress that I will wear to school next week. So I'm going to make this dress today, and I will style it and go to school with it next week. So hopefully ndamaliza leo. Okay, yarabi. Hopefully ndamaliza leo, nivae next week going to school, because you know what? teacher has to look hot and the teacher has to look good. But kusema ukweli pia I'm just trying to cut on cost, because mambo ya kwenda kwa fundi kila siku kushonewa, sometimes it's expensive and I don't have that money, honestly. So sometimes I'm just trying to cut on cost, and I want to make outfits that I'm comfortable with, you know. So that is also another reason why I'm making these outfits. So let's hope and pray that this one is going to look good. Yeah, clock it. Hi everybody. Okay, I'm not supposed to say hi because it's a continuation video. So it's yet end of another week. We are done with classes, we are done with teaching, prepping and doing everything that you're supposed to do for this week. There's one thing that has worked for me this week. There's one thing that I wanted to give it a test and see if it will work for my class. So initially, when I began teaching these learners, I was giving them just one timetable. I have 3 learners in my class, 2 year 5 learners and 1 year 7 learner. So initially we used to use just one timetable, in a way that if it's math, it's just math for all of them. If it's English, it's just English for all of them. But then I came to realize that we are not getting optimum best from these kids. Why? Because if it's math, for example, these kids will start, like, they'll just be in another person's business. You know, they'll try and talk to each other, which is not bad because it's homeschool, but they won't focus, you get, because they're learning from the same class. So I wanted to get the optimum best from them. They will be learning in their own pace, but everyone will have their own time to do their own work and to just focus on whatever they are doing. So I tried to have a timetable for each and every learner. For example, if this one is doing math, this one might be doing English and the other one doing science, and it has worked. They will choose the goal they want to begin with for the day, and then each learner does choose their own goal, yeah, and then just focus. Trust me, it has worked. Every learner is focusing on their work, and then I, as a teacher, I tend to know where this learner hasn't understood, instead of just moving as a group, you get. So I focus on each learner, teach them using their own learning style, and then they'll have their own time, they'll have their own concentration and their own focus, and it has worked for me. So maybe there's someone out here who wants to try that if they're teaching more than one learner in one class, and let me know if it will work for you or if it hasn't worked for you. So until next week, bye lovelies.